It's Monday, July the 24th, 2017, and I'm going to give you some free advice. Welcome to the DO Boxing Show. I'm your host, Dameon Okposio. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. In this episode, I want to talk about, basically, I want to give free advice, and that is to have a plan. Having a plan is one of the most important things, and the importance of having a plan is to have a direction. Just from a lot of conversations I've had recently, I know a lot of people are out there and they feel like they're spinning their wheels, not sure which way they're going to go. And the best thing always is to have a plan. Number one, having a plan is going to force you to be disciplined. Number two, if you have multiple plans, if something doesn't work when you're giving it 100%, you have something now to go to next. I know a lot of people say only have one plan and that's it. And you have to decide in your mind ahead of time, am I just going to have one plan and go for broke no matter what, try and make it work? Or am I going to give myself a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C? The other thing about having a plan is it's going to give you a gauge about how much you're working. Because if you have a plan, there may be only so much you can do on a certain day or a certain part of the plan, and then you have to shift your focus and then do something else. It also prevents you from wasting time doing something else, because if you're not sure what you want, what you're going to be doing in your boxing career, whether you're going to be a fighter, a trainer, or you want to manage, or you want to do it all, or you just want to promote, you have to have an idea of what it is so that you're not wasting time doing something else. So you want to kind of be as laser focused, even if your plan is to do multiple things, you still want to be laser focused as well. Because if you want to be a manager and a cut man and a coach, you need to know, okay, this is what I want to do for sure. I'm going to spend my time being the best in this field. Then you can start getting courses during that, and you can start directing your money towards picking up the items that you're going to need in that area, which you can buy slowly by slowly, and then in 2 or 3 years you have all of the items that you need for your field. And then you can also start meeting people in that field and networking to get successful. So I'm saying that because I see a lot of fighters, they're in the gym, they're out of the gym, they're in the gym, they're out of the gym, and there's always external pressures of life. That's going to be constant throughout your life, is going to be constant throughout your career. But the thing that helps the most is when you have a set goal and you know where you want to go. It's going to prevent you from going off track. So you know that if you say your goal is, I'm going to fight amateur for 4 years, I'm going to have 10 fights a year for 4 years, okay, you're on track to have 40 fights. You want to make sure that you're now doing all those things. You can keep all the distractions outside. If you want a brand new $30,000 car, okay, maybe I'm going to wait 4 years before I buy that car because I need to work part-time and make sure I get these fights in. It just gives you a way to stay laser focused on what your objective is when you have a plan. And if you're not great at writing out a plan, because some people aren't, that's not their skill set, find someone who is, and then they can help you lay out your plan and lay out a plan of execution. The way to accomplish anything is you have a list and then you knock those things off the list. If you're having a hard time conquering an item on your list, it might be because that item or that goal is too big, and then what you do is you split that big goal into smaller goals. You accomplish those smaller goals, which adds up to the big goal, and then you move on from there. There's always a way to move forward. Again, DO International Boxing Consulting, for those of you that are looking for someone to help you establish a plan and you don't have anyone. Otherwise, talk to somebody that you trust, mother, father, uncle, present employer, and somebody that's going to be giving you great advice, maybe even will give you constructive criticism, not somebody that's going to tear you down. But regardless of whatever your goal is, no matter how lofty your goal is, and of course you should aim high, you just need somebody to help you say, how do I break this down into goals, achievable goals right now, so that you can build up momentum and get to where you want to go. Have a plan. Have a plan. Have a plan. That's the advice that I wanted to give. It's something that I do for myself. That's how I accomplish what I accomplish, because once you have a plan, you can work on things a little bit by a little bit, and then ultimately you end up with your end result that you want to. It's about giving yourself enough time and building up the resources, and in order to do that, the best way is to have a plan. Thanks for tuning into this episode. Remember, you can ask us any questions related to boxing by sending us a message through Twitter at DOKPOSIO, through email okposio@hotmail.com. And don't forget to subscribe to get every episode of the DO Boxing Show. I hope this episode was informative. Leave your comments on the YouTube section below. If there's anything that I can elaborate on more instead of being very general, because I was trying to be general for everybody that watches the show. But if there's something that you want me to gear towards more specifically, I will talk about it on a future episode. Thanks for tuning into this episode, and I'll catch you on the next one.